Welcome to Sounds Obtuse Podcast, where 21 is just a blur of...
That's it. You can roll with it. You can roll with it. Now you
No,
can
it's
roll
not.
with
It's
that.
not.
That is a beautiful intro. It's just a blur of... That's a beautiful intro. Nothing you say now is going to be as funny as that.
With me is Dylan. I am your host, Chris. Dylan's my co-host.
I am.
What I was trying to say was 21 is just a blur mixed with lots of slurring, unlike this podcast.
We never slur ever.
No blurs had here.
No blurs, no slurs. Just crisp, clear podcasting.
Yep, that is it. How have you been, man?
Man, I've been great. We've been just living up with festivities, but more about that shit later. But
Lots of that later.
did have a party for a dear friend of mine, DJ Howell.
Woo woo.
If you don't know him, Gloucester native, just fantastic DJ. Always out repping for, like, we have birthday parties and stuff, man. He's always over there doing it for free, keeping the party rocking. So we had to give it back to him.
He's fantastic. Wish I could have been there. Unfortunately, I could not.
But we had a rocking party for DJ Howell. That was
more rocking than Dick Clark's New Year's Eve.
That was a beautiful thing. And then I am, of course, prepping up for a trip to D.C.
Another one.
in a couple of days.
Not just that. I think since our last pod, you went twice.
Yeah, it'll be 2 pods.
Yeah, we took some time off.
Yeah, we did take a little bit of time off. So I've been twice, and it'll be a 3rd time coming up this weekend.
Possibly more.
Going to a Japanese street fair. Going to be checking that out. Sakura Matsuri.
Can you say that in English?
No.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I did. I don't know. That's what they call it.
Maybe you did.
That's what I'm going to call it.
So you're going to a fair tomorrow or whenever?
It's going to be
this
Saturday.
weekend.
Going up Saturday.
And then went to...
Staying in a hostel. I'm staying in a
Ooh,
hostel.
Staying in a hostel.
That's my first time staying in a hostel. A little scared, but also not really scared at all because I've done, like, all the research and stuff. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. If the hostel thing works out, super cheap way to travel. I've been saving up them 7-Eleven points so I can live on 7-Eleven hot dogs whenever I travel.
Bro, right now, can I tell you the deal? I think it ends sometime this week. It's like you order a pepperoni pizza or a pizza from the app with 7-Eleven now, and you get a free pizza. Two pizzas.
I mean, I'm just going to tell the people at the hostel, like, yo, I got us some pizza. Let's fucking roll.
7-Eleven, but we can...
Let's all be friends. Get some malt liquor, some pizza, and party it up.
Mad Dog 2020?
Possibly. 2022?
Ooh, Mad Dog 2022. I like that.
It's their futuristic shit.
Definitely like that.
But that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been planning. What about you?
So you did mention, like, say we had some festival stuff, but we'll talk about that later. Because in addition to that, I've been watching some TikTok in my downtime. You know,
You do that occasionally.
Occasionally. You know, sometimes they have the best news. Occasionally. Sometimes. Crack team there. So I was watching TikTok, and you know, you get these weird random lives. Have you encountered the lives, the TikTok lives?
Unless you and your brother send it to me. Not really.
So, okay, next time I get one. But it just astounds me that there's, like, multiple of these, because this happened on several occasions. These are what I'm going to call egg TikTok teasers. So there's these guys, these people on TikTok, live, where they're, like, peeling an egg. There's an uncracked egg, and they're peeling them. They're using, like, soft tools and peeling, because you know how, like, an egg has that little membrane? And these are all brown eggs, so these ain't, like, store-bought, you know? These are, like, fresh eggs, and they're peeling them. Several days in a row, it's like this shit just comes to my feed. I watch it, you know. What are you gonna do? Take some hours though, because you like scroll back through, like later on, they're still like a couple chips away. However, first time I saw it, I stood long enough that he was about to do it. We're talking like an eraser tip left of an eggshell, burst the egg. Heartbroken. I was there.
Gasp.
I was there, and I'm just like, man, fuck you, whatever your username is. You know, go to hell. You broke the egg. But the next guy, different guy now. Multiple people cracking these eggs. You never would have guessed. I guess they're making money from it. Maybe we should look into it. The guy, he basically de-shells the egg, but then he teases it. Like, it comes off, and I'm like, bro, just flip it off. And then he's just, like, milking it for all it's worth. Just, like, telling people to send the gifts. And even people in the chat, they're like, hey, man, just take it off. It's gone. So then that's when I lost interest and love for the TikTok egg teasers. I highly recommend watching them, checking them out sometime. I'm sure you can find a compilation on YouTube.
Speaking of TikToks, can I just say something that I forgot about?
Please.
So me, like, I get a random text from your brother, and he's like, "Yo, I get a juicer. And I'm like, all right, I'm very, very happy for you. I'm glad you got that for yourself. And he was like, no, you don't get it. So what your brother was implying was, did I want to come over and drink freshly squeezed orange juice mimosas with Prosecco? Which the answer, yes, I do. So that's what I was doing today. That's actually how I started my day. I was hanging out with your brother, drinking Prosecco and freshly squeezed orange juice mimosas. Freshly squeezed. And then you add in, it's a pain in the ass, because you add in like a drop of champagne and then it fizzes up to the top of the glass. You got to wait for that to go down. You like 2 more drops of champagne and it's just the whole thing. But once you finally get there, the reward is magnificent. 12 o'clock, we made some huevos rancheros.
Hence the eggs.
You get it.
Mm-hmm.
You see how I brought that full circle?
I'm there.
Circle of life, almost like a chicken and an egg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get it.
Yep. Easter's coming up, ladies and gentlemen.
It is. Rabbits also lay eggs. Some people don't know that.
This is why Jesus died on the cross. But we'll get into that later. We will. We will.
Of course we will.
Spoiler.
Spoiler
for later.
Jesus dying for rabbit eggs. We all know it.
Spoiler
we all know
for later.
It's in the Bible. Read between the lines.
Yep. So yeah, a lot of our week was at some festivals, which we'll get into later on. But I got some news for you.
What do you have?
All right, on to the news. That's a little
Cross
ticker.
the wire.
It's a little ticker.
I get it.
You do better than I do. That's it. That's the one. So this is actually a piece of news I forgot to mention last episode. Maury, you know Maury.
Going off the air?
Going off the
You
air.
mean going off the air, Maury?
After 3 decades, NBC Universal confirms it's gone off the air.
What do you think about that?
I don't know how we're gonna find fathers ever again.
Well, what do you think personally about it? Do you think it's
I'm a huge Maury fan.
Are you?
But again, like, we're not going to know who the daddy is anymore.
So I'm not a huge fan of that show, actually.
No.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I think it brings out the worst in people.
Don't you want to know who the daddy is, though?
I don't care. I don't like the people who are in those situations to begin with.
I don't either, but sometimes that's their only outlet, is the Maury show.
That's fair. Are you are you aware that he actually wanted to leave the show? Like, he was not forced out or anything. There's
much like Seinfeld.
There's already people saying that Maury got canceled.
No.
He didn't.
No,
there's nothing.
He stepped away.
Yeah.
It was a bittersweet retirement.
He wanted to step away 5 years ago.
I believe it. He's
tried
a real
to step
one.
away.
He's
they
a real one.
told him, they were like, sorry, you're the only guy we got going for this and it makes us too much money. You're not stepping away right now. And he was like, I'm literally living in an assisted living facility. I don't need to be doing a TV show right now.
And it's all about
they were like,
the daddy.
They were like, whatever. We're going to make you do it anyway.
You don't need Maury to do the show he does. But I love when he used to do the, remember the phobia shows?
No.
So he'd have like a whole show of like, 5 to 8 people. And they'd be like, one of them's afraid of like cotton balls. The other one's afraid of like, candy corn. And then they like basically bring them out on stage.
Make them fight?
Well, no, like say like you're the one who's afraid of cotton balls, and then Maury's like, no, now tell us what you're afraid of, and he's like, cotton balls. Well, guess what we got? What do you think it is?
Cotton ball.
It's a fucking cotton ball. It's a man in a cotton ball suit holding a tray of cotton balls, running at this person, afraid of cotton balls.
That'll fix it.
On national TV, the Maury Show, by the way.
Fix it right up.
Yeah, it's great television.
Can't go wrong.
Maury will be missed.
Rest in peace, Maury.
Speaking of rest in...
No, you're not dead, but rest in peace.
Speaking of rest in peace, have you heard this? Have you seen this?
Heard about this? I don't know. What have I not seen or heard of?
The sequel we've all been waiting for, from Mel Gibson. Any guesses? You know what it is.
I don't.
Passion of the Christ.
Oh, God damn it.
Do you want to guess what
Oh, God, Jesus.
Do you want to guess what the subtitle is?
Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. Stop. Don't ruin this for me. Passion of the Christ 2, Christ Ever After.
So it's actually the most cliche sequel name, yet completely appropriate.
Book 2.
Passion of the Christ 2, Resurrection.
Ah, of course it is.
Of course it is. What else are you going to name it?
What else are you going to name it? Oh, man.
So Passion of the Christ, Resurrection, as it will be known.
I mean, it was just like kind of. I mean, it honestly did like kind of leave off on a bit of a cliffhanger.
It did. It did.
Honestly,
We need those gaps filled.
by the time that I'm finished watching Passion of the Christ, I am just like I've just got a rush.
You want to kill some
going
Jews.
on. I'm just maybe. I'll let you say that.
And you'd be
being a Jew. I'll let you say that. I won't say anything.
You'd be in good company because this one they're saying more passion, more Christ, potentially higher body count.
Is that the subtitle? Passion of the Christ 2, Resurrection, more passion, more Christ, and possibly fewer Jews.
That's the tagline. So they say it's gonna be more anti-Semitic than the first, and they want to put more Christ in the theaters and more Christ in the homes with video on demand streaming.
Mel Gibson's like almost so anti-Jewish.
I think he's in it also.
He's almost so anti-Semitic that it like makes me go boo.
So this is from IMDb. It says it focuses on the events between the 3 days from crucifixion to resurrection, when Jesus descended to Abraham's bosom to preach and resurrect about Old Testament saints. So potentially it's about Jesus raising an army from the dead.
So like Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter.
You got it?
Okay. I get it. I'll probably watch it.
I can't wait.
I'll probably watch it. I just imagine like that scene from The Patriot where he's in like the little pond and he ambushes that whole British column, kills them all himself. I just imagine it's basically that, but it's Jesus and they're all Jews.
I remember, can I tell a funny story?
Please.
So Friday night, we'd always go grocery shopping, and I'm a little kid, so I'm like, hey, if we go to the grocery store, Walmart or whatever, it's like, I can get a chance to get a toy, right?
Of course, you gotta get that toy. Even if it's like you gotta get like the smallest toy.
Yeah. Like
that mom will still let you get.
Like I knew the pattern, I was smart. It's like, hey, grocery shopping Friday night, let me get that toy. Already got the game rented. That was Wednesday. Friday night, grocery shopping, let me get that toy. However, this Friday night, my mother and brother went to go see Passion of the Christ. And I was like, nah, I ain't trying to f around that bullshit, because if I go to the theater, I'm not going to go grocery shopping. I'm not going to get that toy. And I said that, and my mom was like, this is why you need to see this movie. And then when it came out on VHS, she sat me down and made me watch Jesus get whipped for like a couple hours. I don't know how long it was. I'm looking forward to the sequel, Passion of the Christ 2, Resurrection.
I mean, I just remember leaving the theater feeling uplifted.
Give you a sense of pride?
Oh, yeah. Loved it.
Well, this gives me a sense of pride. Our next news story.
Very pro-crucifixion over here.
The House, the House, if you will, they passed to decriminalize weed on a federal level.
The House did?
Yes.
I don't mean shit. I want to see the Senate.
I mean, that's halfway, right?
No, it's a third of the way.
A third of the way. So they won 220 to 204. 3 Republicans voted yes. 2 Democrats voted no. It's a start, though.
Because so long as Joe Manchin's pretending to be a fucking Republican, we're not going to get shit done. And Kirsten Sinema's off drinking wine and just talking about her vibe.
What's more important than her vibe, though?
Passing meaningful legislation, for one, instead of being like, look how edgy I am. I drink wine and vote Republican.
While respecting her vibe. Well, you're talking about drinking wine. I'm talking about this guy next story from Starbucks. He ordered a black coffee. What do you think he got?
I'm guessing not a black coffee.
Cleaning solution. And now he's got a lawsuit on his hands.
Of course you do. That's a technical foul.
Definitely. He was said to have diarrhea as well as a lingering chalk taste because his first goal was a cleaning solution and not the black coffee he had ordered.
That is definitely a lawyer answer, though.
Yep.
Like, what kind of problems persist after the incident? I have a persistent chalk taste. The lawyer's like looking at you, thumbs up, like wink. Like,
you know what to say.
That is such a co-opted answer.
Yeah, so make sure you're sniffing your coffee at Starbucks to make sure it is not cleaning solution.
Wink.
That is indeed coffee. Dylan, I got a new story for you.
What's that?
You're going to love this one.
Please.
This is about city planning.
Ooh.
Not our city, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah,
but it is.
That's because there's no planning in Gloucester.
It's a neighboring city, though.
What is it?
Williamsburg.
What are they doing over there?
So Williamsburg, right? This is from the Planning Commission. Williamsburg Planning Commission. And thank God for them. Because they denied a car wash permit.
What?
They denied a car wash permit.
I didn't think I didn't think it was legal in America to deny car wash permits.
They-
I
Williamsburg-
thought that's why they were on every fucking corner.
Williamsburg did it. They said no.
There's
Too much.
There's almost more car washes than there are cars in this fucking country.
Dude, we had a car wash open up over here recently, like right in the main, the second main hub.
Right across the street from
And
the other car wash.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, what is this gonna be? And then it's a fucking car wash. Like, come on, guys.
Because of course it is.
Come on.
Could it be multi-use housing or possibly mixed-use development? No.
Maybe
No.
a Wawa, perhaps.
Nope,
any
definitely
fucking
a
thing
fucking
else.
car wash because
car
you
wash.
gotta cater to the fucking yuppies and their stupid fucking cars.
It's like, hey, let's go get some Hardee's hand-breaded chicken tenders. Then after, we'll go to the car wash. No one gives a shit. But Williamsburg is doing the right thing, denying car wash permits. Thank Christ.
Thank God. Someone's on the ball. Thank you, Williamsburg.
Also, in Williamsburg, Busch Gardens, Colonial Williamsburg. Y'all familiar?
Love that place.
Huge tourist place. New roller coaster, the Pantheon.
Pantheon. That's right, Pantheon.
Can I give you some stats real quick?
Please.
Some stats for the Pantheon.
How does it shake up?
So here's the Pantheon. It is a steel roller coaster at Busch Gardens Williamsburg theme park in Williamsburg, Virginia, manufactured by Intamin. The roller coaster opened to park members March 4th, 2022, and features 4 launches, 5 airtime hills, and a 95-degree beyond vertical drop. Has a height of 178, max speed of 73 miles an hour. The track length is 3,328 feet. 2 inversions.
2?
2 of them. Steel, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Virginia. Colonial Williamsburg. Pantheon. Try it out. Come here.
Can you just say Williamsburg one more time for me?
Colonial Williamsburg, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
Thank you. That's exactly what I needed.
And again, like a week ago, this might have been like bigger news. So I guess it passed us because we're still here, right? But there's a 16-mile wide comet headed right towards Earth.
How about that?
Yeah. Either it's still on its way or it totally missed us.
Well, no, it actually landed on Chris Rock's cheek at the Oscars.
Is that what that was?
That's what that was. That was. Did you see this? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I think I might have heard about it.
It's, I don't know if anyone saw, but Will Smith ran up on stage and bitch slapped Chris Rock. One comedian to another, and then said, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," twice.
2 times.
Which, may I just say, the obvious retort was there, and if Chris Rock could have taken it,
He wanted to.
he's a better man than me, cause I just said it.
You know, I'll again, we'll get into this at a future episode for sure. But I will say this: I think it's a scary predicament when we're turning violence towards the court jester.
Yep. Are you Team Chris or Team Will?
I don't think anybody should be smacking anybody, especially over a joke.
So Team Chris.
Yeah.
I'm Team Chris as well.
Yeah, I mean,
And I always have been since the beginning of this pod.
and that's coming from me too. That's coming from a Philly boy myself. Jones Soda.
Oh, I love Jones Soda.
Well,
Takes me back to my fucking yuppie middle school years.
so Jones Soda, they make a great pop. You know what else might be cool?
Just a great pep.
Marijuana.
Are they making a marijuana
Yeah.
pep?
So you combine those things.
They carbonated
Jones
the marijuana
Soda.
pep.
Not only are they making, of course, weed versions of their usual sodas, but they're making weed edibles. Look forward to those.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Did you ever get the Jones Soda mints?
No,
That was a flex back in like the emo scene days.
No,
was to
I
have
was
the
more of
Jones
a-
Soda mints.
I was more of a clearly Canadian drinker.
Mm.
Yep. In sadder news, there was another retiring in the world of entertainment. We heard his song tonight. God bless him. Not dead, but gone. Phil Collins said goodbye at his final show and is retiring due to his ill health.
That is a sad one. I mean, it's like less sad than it could be. You know, we could be hearing that something tragic happened and we no longer have Phil Collins.
Yeah, at least.
We still get to appreciate. I'm sure he's going to be doing interviews and stuff like that.
He just
We still
done
get to
live performing.
appreciate Phil. And that, I think, you know, instead of being sad that he's not going to be doing music anymore, he's given us enough.
Yeah, he's like 76,
He has given us enough
80,
of his
something like
time
that.
in his artistry, and I think we can just respect what he's given us thus far, and hope for any little glimpses of wisdom that he gives us in the time he has left. Not that he's dying or anything, of course. You know, I hope Phil has a long, healthy post-career life. I certainly do, But I think now's the time to really listen to what he's learned, about the music industry. I mean, he's lived such a long life in it. He
did Tarzan.
The man has such range. I think Phil is going to be a great person to listen to going forward. So I'm very interested to hear what he does, what he works on going forward.
Yeah, and we got Chad Kroeger of Nickelback in the meantime to really keep us occupied as far as sound goes. So next story,
No comment.
We got, you fan of the DQ?
Dairy Queen?
Mm-hmm.
I love Dairy Queen. I think it's like weird that they're slowly disappearing.
Right. So we got Dairy Queen with the hot all-star summer lineup of flavors. We got the new Oreo Dirt Pie Blizzard. About what you expect, right? New Caramel Fudge Cheesecake Blizzard. No?
No.
Girl Scout Thin Mint Blizzard.
I feel like if you were to ask 10,000 people, but made sure that all 10,000 of those people were white women under the age of 30, what they would want DQ to sell, like this is exactly what they would pick. Like,
you know what?
It sounds exactly like
what
they would
I'm gonna challenge that because this is what they would pick. DQ Very Cherry Chip Blizzard.
Get the out of here. They are. What's the next one? Pumpkin Spice.
Cotton Candy Blizzard.
Oh fucking there
These
they
are-
are.
This is the summer lineup.
There they are.
Finally rounding out the pack of the DQ summer lineup Blizzard.
Let's do it.
Drumstick with peanuts. You know Drumstick.
They asked 10,000 people, and all of them happen to be Valley girls.
It's up there, Steve.
It's up there, Steve. It's up there. Very cherry.
We got one final news story, and this is a special news story because this is actually sent in from a viewer of the show. Friend of the pod, in fact.
Mr. Jeff Langford?
Yeah, shout out Jeff Langford. He sent us a story that has actually since developed since he sent that story. So if I recall, his headline gave 5. Well, let me tell you, that number has since increased to 115.
That's a lot. Hang on. Talk about what, because they have no idea what you're talking about right now.
115 fetuses from a medical waste truck was gathered by an anti-abortion group.
I can't help but be reminded of that South Park episode where Cartman gets a bunch of dead fetuses.
He has some good thoughts, some good plans. But yeah, it's ironic.
So it was a anti-abortion activist.
Anti-abortion activist has all the baby fetuses dead, medical waste. What are they gonna do with them?
They're gonna use them for their magical powers.
I mean, if you get them on ice quick enough, you could sell them. I'm sure.
Is that what they were trying to do? Just make a quick little turnaround?
But then why be anti-abortion? You think you'd be pro-abortion?
At that point.
Is it like one of those things where you're like, do as I say, not as I do?
I'm pretty sure that's the number one rule of conservatism.
That's it?
Yeah.
So say you hate abortion, yet sell the babies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's sort of like how they're anti-abortion, but as soon as the baby's born, fuck that baby. We're not gonna feed that baby. The baby's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like that.
So they'll take all the dead babies, but they don't want to make any more.
You got it.
This is her, by the way.
So that's exactly what I figured she looks like.
To kind of like...
She's the person who picks all of the blizzards for the DQ summer lineup. That's actually her right there.
That's definitely her. So
it's amazing that dead baby was one of them.
She's an abortion activist, and then Tuesday,
very cherry dirt berber.
There was 5 that were removed from an apartment in Washington that had been
DC?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. So we're there. They're picking fetuses out the dumpster. You know, we could have rode by on scooters. Who knows?
We are pretty oblivious.
So
We're riding around.
They took 5 out of a box containing a total of 115 that the driver of a medical waste truck voluntarily allowed them to take outside his dolly. What a lazy... There you go. The driver was like, yeah, we're just going to throw them away. Y'all can have them. That's what happened. That's what happened.
It's like it's towards the end of closing shift.
Yeah.
Somebody comes by and wants to get an eight pack of fried chicken, but I only got 2 left. And I'm like, you know what? Go ahead and take them both. I'm only gonna charge you for 1.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like
I don't really care.
We can't sell these donuts tomorrow. Here's 2 dozen.
There you go. You know what? You need 2 dozen dead babies. Make it 115. We got you.
So yeah, developing stories there. We'll try to keep you guys updated on that. Lots happening.
I wish that was the most depressing thing.
See if you notice any dead babies when you're in DC this weekend.
Trying to keep an eye out.
Cool.
Hopefully, I don't have to be.
Yeah, unfortunately though, like you said, not the worst.
It's an epidemic up there.
So please, Dylan, bring us down a little bit further.
I wish that was the worst news of the night, but sadly, have you heard of the Ukrainian city of Bucha?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Shut up. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Because after the Russian withdrawal, reports of mass graves and extrajudiciary killings began appearing, corroborated by villagers on the scenes, numerous international news outlets, and intelligence services. Possibly up to 400 bodies found currently in mass graves, many of them found with their hands bound, signs of torture, and many of the bodies were incinerated, possibly as a form of cover-up. It's a serious moment. This was a war of aggression to begin with. We're going to see a global shift in this, and you're already seeing, like, diplomatically a shift. Countries, even Germany, threatening to shut off, like, Russian oil exports. They are heavily reliant on Russian oil and coal. So the fact that they're saying about cutting it off entirely, that's huge. We possibly are on the precipice of something, depending on how big this is. I mean, come on, 400 dead people massacred. That's already big enough to me. It's just a very crazy moment. I did not think we'd see this. We don't expect that in a conflict between Russia and Ukraine, there's going to be mass graves. That was something that hit me this week that I was kind of looking at. That just, seeing even like President Zelensky, he had an address at the Grammys talking about this because it's such a big issue, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just a very, very crazy moment, and I think that it's going to be something that we mark going forward.
Yeah, sad state of affairs when there's 400 desecrated.
That's just what they found now, too, by the way.
Yeah.
This is just, not to make any comparisons, but you just don't know what you're going to find later. You don't know what else happened. This is just what we have now.
Genocide's bad. So is racism. And when you have genocide based on racism, it's double bad.
I think genocide is inherently based on racism, isn't it?
Think so?
Yeah. Genocide. The wanting to wipe out a total race of people. Yeah.
Well, it's inherently double bad then. I'm sure there's other reasons for genocide.
Possible. You want to do a pros and cons list, Chris?
That's for a future podcast, I believe.
Okay.
The pros and cons of racism. I guess you'll be...
Before we go totally off the rails here, we just want to say all the peace and love to the people of Bucha, the people of Ukraine, the people dealing with this. I know we're just the voice on a podcast, but if that's all the support we can give right now, we are happy to give that.
With all that out the way, we got to take an ad break. We'll be right back.
Now here's a moment for a word from our sponsors.
Farty McGee's fart-flavored fruit tea. Here at Farty McGee's, the McGee name is known to be the best name when it comes to fart-flavored fruit tea. No other fruit tea has McGee's unique ingredient that makes Farty's fruit tea the only fruit tea flavored from farts. So let your taste buds dart around from fart to tea, all with that fruity flavor from McGee's. Farty started his fart business in 2014. However, it wasn't until 2022 he teamed with McGee of McGee Industries to produce high-quality tea with a fruit flavor and fart-forward taste. So try McGee's fart-flavored fruit tea today and save 15 yen when you order using code PussyMongrel at checkout. That's PUSYMONGREL to save 15 yen. Help support this podcast. And that's code Nico Shashu for all of our Japanese audience. Save 15 yen. Help support the podcast. Thank you. Farty McGee's Fart Flavor Fruit Tea for supporting the pod.
Thank you, Farty McGee's Fart Flavor Fruit Tea.
My
honestly,
favorite Fart Flavor Fruit Tea, honestly.
I gotta say, I was really on board, and then I got the boba tea. Not a fan. I don't know what their boba's made out of over at Farty McGee's, but it was...
I hate to break it to you, man.
Not that good. I've had some bad boba. I've had some good boba. Farty McGee's was on the bottom tier of the boba, but the tea itself is quite delicious.
Well, the thing is with the boba tea, it's a milk tea, and it's not a fruit tea. You know what I mean? So the boba, the Farty McGee fruit flavored tea, fantastic. Their boba, not so much.
Not so much.
But if they can get that fruit flavored tea in the boba,
it's very lumpy.
Most boba is.
It's very odd shape. It's not like the round little like suck up your straw. It's more like you gotta like fucking work on it for like a day.
They're pretty textured.
It's a bit of an endeavor.
They're pretty textured.
That's all I gotta say about it.
But Farty McGee's fart flavored tea.
But yeah, if you just stick to the normal fruit tea.
Oh yeah, it's
very good.
It's like Tazo, but with fart flavored tea.
Is that how you say it?
Tazo.
Say it again.
Taser.
Different way.
Tazo.
Okay, just in case, so they know you're trying.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone in America has ever said it right.
Thank you, Farty McGee's fruit flavored fart tea. The only fruit flavored fart tea for me. For supporting the podcast. And we're back.
Yeah, we are. I don't know if you guys know this. We got a celebration.
Spark up a doobie.
We are turning 21.
21. We already turned 30, but now we're turning 21.
Not us, of course. The podcast.
The podcast.
The podcast is turning 21.
Old enough to drink and smoke now.
Old enough to drink and smoke in certain states.
Yeah, certain or commonwealths.
Or commonwealths. So we thought, a little fun, maybe we'd share some of our drinking stories.
Maybe
what drinking meant to us, possibly coming of age, possibly now, like what does drinking mean to you? What did it mean to you at 21 when you finally got to purchase that drink?
What if it wasn't 21? Do you want to talk about first drinks?
Yes. What was your first drink?
Okay, my first drink wasn't when I was 21. I was a little bit of a rebel. Sorry, Mom, you raised a good boy. But, sometimes you gotta do little things on your own. So, I was 18. Scandalous, I know. 18, old enough to smoke. Don't smoke. Don't smoke to this day. Don't even vape. But I was having a drink. It's my first time drinking. It's my first time smoking, actually. Bit of the ganja.
Ooh.
Yes, imagine, first time.
First time ganja and the first time
yes.
on the liquor?
Mm-hmm. So I'm already so fucked up. I think it was my brother's 21st, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I want to say, because he's like 3 years apart. So I got drunk, and then I got high. And I remember me and my friends were playing Madden. Back when Madden was good, by the way. And my vision goes full on widescreen, bro. The shutters, squeeze down.
That's because you don't open your eyes.
And then I just remember playing a game of Madden, and then watching... And it was good shit, too. Because my brother was mad because it was his stuff. I'm like, it's fine. I'll be the sacrificial lamb. I'll say I smoked the weed. It's fine. But we played Madden and watched Legion. Remember the movie Legion?
No.
You don't need to.
Perfect.
That was my first time, not just getting drunk, but also doing weed.
Doing the weeds. And first time drinking at the same time?
Yep. I may be rewriting history. Who knows?
Did you have any concept of what you were doing at the time of this is a momentous event for me as a man?
No.
Of course you didn't.
I just did what my friends were doing, and it was
So if they would have all just walked off a cliff.
I didn't want to feel like a bitch, Dylan.
There goes Chris.
Didn't want to feel like a bitch.
I get it.
What was your first time?
Way less cool than that.
Oh.
My mom, her favorite beverage, it seemed as a kid to me, was Zima.
Ooh, my gay cousin Alibaba. Big fan of the Zima.
Possibly a lot of the gays are fans of Zima. And my mom. So
gay?
No. Apparently not. Look at me and my 3 siblings.
That means nothing.
My mom's not gay, bro. Your mom's gay.
I didn't even say it.
That's quality content. Anyway, me and a bunch of kids from the family. You got a family gathering.
Yeah,
it could have been Christmas, Thanksgiving, something like that, whatever.
Easter.
We get there, we're all like, yo, we want to kind of go split. My mom's like, yo, you and the kids should go split because my mom wants to smoke marijuana. But we were like, yo, can we take some Zima with us and go down to the pond? And mom's like, you know what? I want to smoke this weed. So you take this 6-pack. Don't tell anyone I got it from you, and don't come back drunk.
That's the most
Which
young
is hilarious.
thing.
It's hilarious because she gave us a 6-pack of Zima and said, "Don't get drunk." Like we were ever gonna get fucking drunk with a 6-pack of Zima. So we go off. or not the pool, but the pond, and drink this 6-pack of Zima amongst us. I think we all got like 1.5, and we probably all acted like we were fucked up. You know, like, whoa, man, I fucking love you, man. You know, like that kind of shit you do as a kid whenever you think you're drunk.
How much alcohol do you think is in a Zima?
Man, if it's 3.5, I'd be amazed.
I was going to say 3.2. It's more than 3.5.
What?
4.7.
Is it really?
At least modern day Zima.
Well, that's stronger than I thought it was.
Where do you even find Zima anymore?
You can get them.
Really?
You can get them. They're making a comeback.
Somewhere.
They're making a comeback.
Much like a RC Cola. I had a RC Cola this week.
If you go to like a liquor store in a shitty part of town that has a drive-through for some inexplicable reason,
y'all got some Zima in there?
they will have Zima. I rest assured. That's where you find it.
Can I get some Southern Comfort and I think they come in 4-packs, don't they?
No, they came in 6-packs.
Maybe now they come in 4-packs.
Maybe it's now, but they definitely came in 6-packs. It's like, yo, I want something that's gonna make me like shit my brains out and have a hangover that feels like a stroke. Like, man, let me hook up with a Zima.
Now, would you say that was your first time drinking or your first time getting drunk?
That was my first time drinking, not my first time getting drunk. That was my first drink.
So my first drink is actually slightly different than the first time getting drunk.
Oh wow!
So my first drink, I remember I was watching like some horror movie on Halloween or near Halloween. It was like October 12th, probably a Friday, 2005, maybe, I don't know. And I'm sitting there, we're watching like Evil Dead or whatever, and I'm like, hey, on TNT, I'm like, hey, can I get one of them beers? It's a Corona, because I'm like, I can handle it, you know. I got nothing to do.
You fucking hated it.
It's Friday night. I'm like, let me take a sip of that.
You hated it so
disgusting.
Yes.
Like, why does this taste like piss? Like,
did they put a lime in it?
I didn't put a lime in it.
You drank it without a lime.
No. I put
a limeless Corona.
I'll tell you what I put in there.
What'd you put in there?
I was like, I bet sugar would make this better. So I just poured like a tablespoon or two of sugar in there, kind of mixed it up. Still tasted like shit.
Yeah, of course it did.
So that was my first drink.
Wow.
Yeah. However, like I said, I'm sure I tried. I took a little sip of a wine cooler or a Zima from time to time as a young adolescent. But that's my first time actually like, let me try this shit.
My first time getting drunk was it was New Year's.
Yeah, you have a glass of champagne on New Year's, you know.
No, my brother's father. So I consider him very near and dear to my heart. So I remember one New Year's. I want to say it was 2008. He says, "Yo, you guys want some stiff drinks?" Makes us tequila and something. It wasn't anything like a margarita or anything. This is like a really stiff tequila drink. He gave me and my brother one. We were sipping on it. I ended up drinking a little bit more. And then I remember like the third one that I wasn't supposed to have, I kind of made myself. I remember feeling a little bit like something's happening here. I felt real like Buffalo Springfield about it. I was like, something's happening here. And then it was just downhill from there. I don't remember it, but probably got sick. Probably a pretty bad time.
Yeah, as that happens to the best of us.
And I remember me and Dan kind of got into it because he was cooking these sausages and cabbage. And I wanted that shit now, and apparently I wasn't ready. And it started a big fight.
I can see that happening.
That's all I really remember. But that was my first time getting drunk that I remember.
So I think the next milestones you could say is your first time drinking when you were 21. Your first legal drink, right?
Drinking legally, right?
Yeah.
For me, it was so lackluster because I had been drinking a lot before then. I was 19, dating a 31-year-old, and we loved Mexican restaurants. And the thing about Mexican restaurants is if you have a beard and are dating a 31-year-old, they don't card you. So I would go to Mexican restaurants and get holy shit fucked up. So when my 21st birthday rolls around, it was like I want to try something different. But I didn't know what, because I thought I could be like mixologist, but I'm also 21 and never worked in any sort of
Tom Cruise and cocktail.
Yeah, you get it. So we landed on Fireball and apple juice.
Pretty good.
I mean,
possibly better than my
Tell
first.
me you're a virgin without telling me you're a virgin.
I might.
Which I wasn't even. I was just a fucking really shitty kid who didn't know how to fucking make drinks at the time. So me and a couple of friends played some Call of Duty World at War, the original Nazi zombies. Drank apple juice and Fireball. A friend of mine brought over some Dr. Pepper and claimed that there's a drink called the 24th flavor, which is Fireball and Dr. Pepper. And if you were trying to tell me there was a more made up drink than the 24th flavor,
I was ready to say this will be on the next pod corrections.
yeah, there's no way. Listen, do not try it. Don't try this at home. I don't think it's real.
Dr. Pepper's great with most things, though.
I don't think it's good with Fireball.
I think you need Dr. Pepper 10.
What about you though? I've been over here like just ranting and rambling.
So my first legal drink, I went out with a lady friend at the time. We went to Market 20, I believe, downtown Hampton. Y'all familiar? Doesn't matter.
I love downtown Hampton.
We went there, and you said your first drink was apple juice and Fireball.
Mm-hmm.
Mine, if I'm not mistaken, was Long Island iced tea.
I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the pod, but
Had some nachos with it too. So
that is one of my favorite drinks.
Long Island,
love Long Island iced teas.
Long
So
Island
does Jeff.
iced tea.
We mentioned him earlier. I'd be remiss if I didn't say.
It's pretty good. It was like I said, it was my first legal drink. Had some nachos with it. Great time. Fun. I just did. It was like midday, like 2 p.m. Went there, knocked it out because I knew I had plans later on that evening because it still was my 21st birthday, right? So you gotta hang with the homies, do a couple drinks in. So it was 21st birthday. A friend of mine comes by and we're like, hey, let's play some video games. Obviously, I get some drinks. He does the classic. This is 2013? I don't know when it was.
You asking me?
Yeah. When did I turn 21, Dylan?
I don't know.
2013. It's my birthday, and my friend says, it could have been anything. He said, hey, man, I got some veggie straws. Reach in my bag and grab them. I don't, and I'll tell you why.
What?
I'll tell you why. This is why.
Please.
So he's like, it could have been anything. You know, he said, hey, man, can you grab my controller out of the bag? You know, whatever it was. I reach in his bag. You know what I find in there?
What do you find?
Smirnoff Ice. He iced me.
Oh, no.
He iced me.
Did you get drunk?
So, yeah, of course, I had to. You know, it was my birthday. 21st, in fact. So I had to. But then, in addition to that, if I recall correctly, I had some of those Xannies.
Oh, it's a wild time for Christian over here.
Yeah, 21, you know?
I had a very
Blam,
lackluster 21 birthday, and you're over here just living it up with Zanny and Smirnoff.
Yeah,
and
I think we're playing 2K basketball on Xbox 360.
Living it up.
Fun
You
time.
love to see it.
So yeah,
Kids.
If you hadn't guessed, I vomited. Do you know what I vomited?
Zanny.
Veggie straws.
Oh, good.
So just this dry heaving of mushy veggie flavored styrofoam type corn product.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Did you eat it again? Because
no.
you can. You can.
I try not to eat
that.
veggie straws anymore.
I love veggie straws. Veggie straws makes their own Pringles now, quote unquote Pringles.
Nah, no thank you.
They're amazing. You tried them, you know you liked them.
Nope. So that was my 21st.
Yeah.
Not the first time I blacked out though.
Do you want to share that story?
So all I remember, it was a Halloween party, and I know it was a Halloween party because the same friend who gave me those Xannies was wearing a Batman mask.
So you can tell time had passed.
Yeah. So I just remember the next day there was pictures of 4 of us just hanging out on my bed. I'm like, that happened, and someone has the Batman mask on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's pictures taken that I don't remember of. There's a Batman mask involved.
What's the most
First time I really blacked out. I was like, whoa.
If I may cut
That's
in.
a thing?
What is the most meaningful drink you ever had?
Barefoot Red Sangria on tap from the box.
So I feel like I know what you're getting at, and I actually, if you are getting at what I'm trying to get at, have a similar answer. But what do you mean by that?
So
Why is that the most?
I'm actually not much of a drinker, despite the fact that this podcast is fueled by wine.
Quite literally.
If we haven't told the story before, I had the box as a backup. Where it's like, well, what if we run out of 3 bottles of liquor, which we didn't, but we had the box of wine, and I was like, let's just get it just in case it's on sale. Let's get the box. Worst case scenario, we're drinking box wine. Turns out, box wine's fantastic, and without it, we wouldn't have this podcast.
It's true.
So that holds a special place in my heart.
Very glad that you landed on exactly what I thought you were talking about, because mine also involves you, but it's not the same moment.
No?
No.
I think I know what it is.
So it's right after a very sad moment, actually.
Oh.
We were leaving a funeral of a dear friend.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace, Buddy.
R.I.P. Buddy. He would have been definitely guest on the pod.
He would have been like one of the number one guests.
You guys would have heard him. He
Buddy
would
would
have
have
been on at
been
least 2 episodes
here
by now.
every single fucking week, man. He would have been like rivaling Lady A with like pod viewership. Buddy would have been one of the people that was always here.
Super cool guy.
We love Buddy and we miss him every single fucking day. But we went to Buddy's funeral, and me and you had not hung out much. We'd hung out a little bit.
We drank a bottle of Redfoot. That's about it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, barefoot.
Yeah.
We drank a bottle of barefoot red sangria. That was about the extent.
Played maybe 2 games at a time.
Maybe. Talked about a podcast.
Hung out less than a handful of times.
Nothing really. Like, I hadn't really known you yet even. But we left Buddy's funeral. I was like, yo, man, let's go grab a drink.
I think this is where we really got to know each other.
I took you to my favorite watering hole, a place you know well now, The Office.
Sure do.
Bar and Grill. And we sat there. It was acoustic night, I believe. We sat there, listened to a decent band. You had Trash Can.
Sure did.
And I think I had a trash can with you, or maybe something like that. I think we did trash cans together because we got one,
trashies.
Trying to do one and done. Come on.
The rest is history.
The story's written in 21 podcasts after that, baby. Like, you can just keep up with the story after that, but
that's how it went down.
That is how it went down for me. So, yeah, I think we're both right on the money. You talking about the actual drink that fueled the pod, me talking about the one that made us close.
7 trash cans later, I had to poop.
You did. Oh, it was a good time. It was a good time. I'm so glad.
That was almost what I thought you were going to go with.
No, mine was...
God, yes, one of the many times I puked. I'm not much of a drinker, but barefoot, those trash cans, special place in my heart.
Special places.
Here we are.
So that was the most meaningful drink to me.
Just like I said, a mix of blurs and slurs.
I think you appreciate drinking more as you grow old.
Oh, yeah.
It's like less about just being straight wild and more about just like you learn how to cultivate your good time.
When you can sip on it and engage in the moment
and
like really steer that truck, if you will,
mm-hmm.
That's what's the best moments for
me. You get to open your eyes and start trying stuff like hard seltzer, things like that.
Booze water.
Was there anything else you want to say about this?
Nah, I don't think so. I think we'll end on booze water and maybe something after to help pay the bills so we can actually afford that booze water when it gets here.
That's right. We got to pay the bills, so we'll be right back.
Funding for this episode of Sounds Obtuse Podcast is not provided by the following.
Lone River Ranch Water Hard Seltzer. You ever wonder what day-old cat piss tastes like at the end of a hot Texas day? Well, now with Lone River Ranch Water Hard Seltzer, you don't have to. Crafted on the banks of the Lone River in eastern Texas, we harness that original recipe that makes ranch water famous worldwide. With a simple mix of agave, lime juice, and ranch water, which is, of course, water from the troughs at our ranch, we bring you that classic refreshing taste popularized in the favelas of Rio de Janeiro. There just ain't anything like taking a long, cool sip and saying, "Say, is that a refreshing beverage or a rusty bucket of carbonated bog water?" So join the club and drink Lone River Ranch Water Hard Seltzer today, partner.
Thank you, Lone River Ranch Hard Seltzer.
I would say not thank you.
Not thank you.
Yeah, no, this is not provided by them. They did not give us any funding.
No, so we're talking about them, but they did not give us a single scrap. Did they at least give us a hard seltzer to try?
Yep.
Not good.
Sure did. Sure did. You know, let me just say this. You guys see me around here. When I pour a beverage, it doesn't last long. The shelf life on a beverage once I pour it, minutes. Okay, we're talking about like 30 minutes max. I had a Lone River Ranch Water Hard Seltzer,
not sponsored the show.
Original flavored, not sponsor the show, in my possession for a solid 8 hours. Opened.
That's all day. It's a work shift.
Opened. All right. I went to parties with it. Had people try it.
Multiple.
2 parties. Had people try it. Couldn't get rid of it. Then I got home, went for a walk, talked to a friend of mine, and the only thing I had to drink on this like hour possible hour-and-a-half long walk was Lone River Ranch Water Hard Seltzer. I still could not finish it. This is a single 24-ounce can. And
Tall boy.
I could not finish it.
Tall boy, you wouldn't recommend it.
I threw away at least a third of it.
You wouldn't recommend it.
If you are dying of dehydration, just die.
This is like Hidden Valley Ranch, Lone River.
Lone River Ranch Water.
Ranch water.
It is god awful.
Sounds like it.
We love you as a fan of the show, but as a beverage, the thing you're promoting sucks.
If their drink sucks, that's fine. You know why? Because actual sponsor of the show, Farty McGee's fart flavored fruit tea, much better beverage, won't you say?
Yes. Honestly, if you gave me any beverage and said compare it to the Lone River Ranch Water Hard Seltzer, I would say anything else.
Well, thank you, Farty McGee's fruit flavored fart tea, for supporting the pod. Thank you.
And being better than Lone River Ranch Water Hard Seltzer.
Fuck you guys.
Fuck you guys.
Allegedly.
Also, allegedly. And we're back.
We are back.
So it is a season of festivities, wouldn't you say?
It is not just any festivities, floral festivities.
A specific type.
Isn't it? Why is that?
I don't know. I you know what though? Spring.
It's spring.
It's spring, and that's the obvious answer.
Springtime.
It's not some grand collusion by the Illuminati.
Or is it?
Possibly.
Possibly. Maybe
We're gonna
an
find
obtuse
out.
theory in the future.
Could be. But no. So we have 2 festivals that happened recently. One local, one not local. Both have parades.
One definitely did not have a tractor. That's the obvious loser.
So I'll explain mine. I went up with some friends, including friend of the show Jeff Langford, for Cherry Blossom Festival. Got to see him in full bloom. You don't ever get to see it. Wonderful time. Got to see some Ukrainian dancing, Ukrainian pride parades. But that's what I saw. What did you do, Chris?
So I actually didn't go up during the Cherry Blossom Festival in DC. I missed like the actual part of that, but I did get to see them at the tail end. Those flower petals really pretty.
It was a couple days.
Yeah, I
later.
heard a couple. As we passed by them on some scooters, they said, "Yeah, it's like the tail end of the cherry blossoms, but it's still nice."
It was very nice, and the festivities go on throughout the cherry blossom season, even though the peak bloom is only for a very short period. It's it's timely that the Japanese Cherry Blossom Festival is still happening while Sakura Matsuri is going on. That's obviously timed appropriately.
Timed with the ad for fruit flavored fart tea, yen, get your discount.
But Sakura Matsuri is kind of the cap of Cherry Blossom Festival, so I'll have more to report on that. But I did love just the amount of people that were out, the photographers, just the general sense of, like, I mean, you travel down the Washington Mall and there's tents set up and people are hawking goods.
Not homeless.
No. The like big tents that you sell stuff out of. And they're hawking goods, having a good time. And then you hop over the tidal basin. You got people selling goods there. You got people taking pictures. You got kids. You got families. You got everybody just out enjoying these beautiful blossoms. I love helping people. A lot of people did not know where to go, how to get places, but I was able to be Johnny on the spot. We got to go to the tail end.
We did.
We didn't get to see too much cherry blossoms. We didn't get to bike to Georgetown. Little side note.
We fucking biked everywhere.
We did. We biked 16 miles that day.
Mostly uphill, mostly against wind.
Uphill both ways. Bah. Bike to Georgetown, because that was fantastic, though. Wouldn't you say?
Cool. Yeah,
Just a little side note.
Great place to smoke on there.
There's a couple of great places to smoke. Man, there was people everywhere. It was so packed. It was so crowded, and I can't even imagine how they handle that many people.
That's in a big city too.
So tell me, what was the other thing you did? Something very near and dear to your heart, I believe.
We have a festival local here. It is also flower themed. Daffodils. That's right. Gloucester is known for its daffodils. The colonists said, "Hey, daffodils seem to be growing here," and then they were like, "Hey, let's jump on it. Let's market the hell out of these daffodils. You know, daffodil capital of probably the world. I don't know. Definitely the country, the new country that was budding, that is Gloucester, that is Virginia. Daffodils right here. So every year they have a festival. There's a parade. There's daffodil fire, everything. Daffodil soap, daffodil t-shirts, daffodils. This is a daffodil contest. Who has the best daffodils in their yard? It's bullshit. I'm pretty sure it's just some sort of conspiracy with the city.
Possibly rigged.
But I digress. Definitely rigged. But here's my suggestion. It's gonna happen one day. We're gonna win first place because like nothing beats this, guaranteed. Daffodil. Imagine the front yard on Main Street. Daffodil Ferris wheel. Nothing's beating that.
I'd be totally cool with that. I think that'd be really fun to see.
Daffodil Ferris wheel.
I mean, they got Ferris wheels in like really cool touristy places, and I think that's like one of the marks that you're starting to make it.
The Festival of the Cherry Blossoms is like heart of DC. This is in the heart of Gloucester. It's a small little strip on Main Street. There's like a circle that used to be the small town of Main Street. It's got like your courthouse and your jail and where like trade went down on the weekends and stuff. And through there, now, small parade, some fire trucks. What if there's a real emergency, you know?
Man,
these fire trucks are stuck behind a literal parade line a mile deep. Like,
I'm sure they keep some on reserve, but that's a very good point. And I saw like it's crazy because Daffodil Festival here in Gloucester is literally combined to one street and about 2 blocks length. Okay, like if even 2 blocks. Like we don't even really have blocks here on Main Street. But if you want to count quote unquote blocks,
it's about 2 blocks.
It's about 2 blocks.
3 at the most, 2.5.
Yeah, area wise, maybe 3. You count the food court area. The Cherry Blossom Festival, I don't think anyone really knows like what the geographical area of that is, because we were in Alexandria like a month before Cherry Blossom Festival. Chris and they were like, yeah, we're setting up for the Cherry Blossom Festival. I'm like, this is Alexandria. You go to Arlington and they're like hanging up cherry blossom stuff, and you go over to like Foggy Bottom and they're hanging up cherry blossom stuff. And you're like, it's everywhere. And if you don't know, you're gonna miss all of it because they don't tell you any of it.
Yeah, I got my hat at the Smithsonian, which was nice.
You did. You got a rockin' hat.
It's pretty bitchin' hat. Yeah,
you got a rockin' hat. I got Kayla some swag for the Cherry Blossom Festival.
You got some socks? Not
not
cherry blossoms though.
Seeing the monuments just encased in like this beautiful pink film.
Ooh,
it's beautiful.
Really? That's what they did?
No. Oh. I'm saying the cherry blossoms.
Okay, I thought they literally just like fire in the sky, just like cellophane the monuments with pink.
With me. No, but just seeing the pink all over the monuments. The Washington Monument's got a bunch of little like orchards of cherry blossoms around it. It's just they're everywhere. Although I do want to give a shout out to one lesser known fact. A lot of the veterans memorials in DC are planted with ginkgo. And
you can eat that.
No, well, you can. It's good for your like health and stuff like that. But a fun fact about ginkgo trees is that they bloom in the fall. They bloom right around Veterans Day. So if you ever find yourself up in the Capitol around Veterans Day, you're not going to be able to get the cherry blossoms. But if you time it right, you can get this beautiful burst of yellow everywhere. Ooh. So if you go around Veterans Day, you can catch the yellow ginkgo trees in full bloom.
I believe it helps with digestion.
It does, and also like topical wounds, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
Ginkgo biloba and all that.
That's nice. Real nice.
How do you think it was handled, your festival, the Daffodil Festival? Because I also got to go. I have my own thoughts, but you go every year. This is my first year going to Daffodil Festival.
Yeah, I go every year. I go with the friend of the show, episode 4.
Kristen.
Patriotism. Yes, Kristen, yeah. Fun time. We always do it. There's a photo booth. Just lots of fun stuff to do in a small area of the city, I think. County, I guess. It's I'm sure it's a stark contrast from having this big open, literal monuments just like adjacent to you. And then here it's on just consolidated to one street, a couple vendors, food trucks, flowers. I will say the first thing that comes to my mind is that like, were you there for the parade?
No.
Okay, so you missed the parade, so you can't really comment on that. No tractors in this parade.
Bummer.
As I mentioned, no tractors. The announcer, terrible, horrible job. Me knowing nothing about any of the floats could have done a better job. Whatever they were paying him, too much.
Too much?
What
if he wasn't paid?
Dylan, if I can get us to host the announcement for the next year's,
I'm
you're down?
100% down.
Okay, I'm gonna do
you
my.
Sign us up because I'm 100%.
I'm gonna do my darndest.
I'm gonna have to learn how to not say so often.
Hey.
But, I'm 100% down.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best because this guy was trash. I had a few more just general things about festivals that I would like to include because I think a big thing, despite like I said the as we just discussed the people involved. Like I said, it is a community event. I think the food is another big thing, especially if you're like in a local area. You have different amounts of food. I kept going back for the ice cream. It's my thing. Gotta
I
love
saw
that
you
ice
over there a
cream.
lot.
Yeah, with the sprinkles.
I did get it with the Jimmies.
Got to.
Gotta say it wasn't half bad.
Bro.
I usually wouldn't get it with the Jimmies, but it wasn't that bad.
I'm very fortunate to be like right outside the parade area, so I could just walk outside my house, go get some ice cream, come back in. It's
beautiful.
fantastic.
Smoke that weed.
But some vendors are great. Like some of them have clothes, some of them have like bubble guns, some of them have like, inflatable dolphins for like $15. Perhaps a little pricey. Speaking of pricey though, I didn't mention that food. $4 for a hot dog?
Man, I was so upset by the food at Daffodil Festival because I thought I was getting a snack when I got Philly cheese fries.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was getting like a small, like high school size little, tray of fries, like that little, like almost hand sized amount of fries with some steak on top, cheese, peppers, onions. And
Is that what you got?
If I pay like $5-6 for that, that's fine. I get it. Got some steak on there, whatever. And then I can go stand in line for like a gyro, like a lamb gyro, while I eat my fries. And then by the time I'm done eating my fries, I'll be ordering that lamb gyro. That didn't happen at all. There was no portion warning. It's carnival food. You're not checking the prices. You're just giving them your card.
Bullshit.
You're just swiping your card and shit. And they hand me a boat of fries and nacho cheese. Not the Philly cheese that they showed, which was a white cheese sauce.
Interesting.
Wasn't
Perhaps
that
false advertising?
very much, very, very much. I would definitely call out this company.
The BBB. Or their prices.
It was also like $15, $15.99. I can't eat anything else because one, I can't afford it, and two, I'm not gonna waste these fucking expensive ass fries. So I had to just eat it all. And just be content with having fries and steak that night.
Yeah, $5 for a cone, $4 for a hot dog. I think $6 for a corn dog, maybe deep fresh fried. Why not? You're at an event, like I said, to stand in line for ice cream with a daffodil in one hand and a corn dog in the other. $6. Come on,
it's worth it.
Can't beat that. I did see some weird vendors though. One of them had like roof gutters, and they try to lure me in with a, hey, have you heard about this?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Have you heard about roof cutters?
Yeah, I'm like it's not gonna work on me. I've been to any mall in America. Like I don't need whatever they're selling in the kiosk in the middle. You're not gonna lure me with gutters when there's funnel cake right there and puppets on strings. Speaking of puppets and strings, we did make a nice little purchase at the local festival. Got some nice little cool air mattresses.
We did.
Cool air chairs.
Air chairs, air beds. Literally, you just throw it out in the direction of the wind, and the wind catches it and blows it up, and then you lock it. And
yep. Cool air chair.
Possibly urban camping in D.C. with them.
Potentially. Might just happen.
Potentially.
Depends how many needles there are on the ground. Because we ain't trying to pop these things.
Yeah, ain't trying to pop them.
I bet we could set one up on the metro. Easy.
Sell them? Or
set one up.
Oh, okay. Set one up?
Nobody care.
They probably wouldn't care. I feel like so long as you're not murdering someone and or raping someone on Metro, they don't really give a fuck what you do.
Nope.
It's kind of the sense I get. I love that there's like no eating or drinking sign. People don't eat or drink on Metro. They really don't.
It's probably like eating in the bathroom. It's like you can do it, but it's really frowned upon.
Like,
you shouldn't.
Is this where you want to have your meal?
Yeah.
You're already eating a 7-Eleven chili dog.
Word?
You want to have it down here?
Like that's it.
There's a crackhead shooting up like smoking a
if
right.
That's how you want to live. The last thing I wanted to say about the festivals was that like at least ours, the local one here, had some live music. Pretty good stuff.
Pretty good.
Eat a meal, fries, ice cream, listen to some music. I don't know if
some bluegrass. I loved it.
And the next day they had like some soul. It's fantastic. I don't know if
it seemed like there was a very different demographic on Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a topic we need to talk about, but I'm telling you, it seemed like the people that were being catered to on Saturday were very different than the people that were being catered to on Sunday. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there was definitely no consistency because like I know last time we actually had like the open event, it was the same band both days, and man, they were good. They were fantastic.
It was like Saturday was like Bryan Adams Day, and then Sunday was Barry White Day. You can take that to whatever degree you want, but that's what was happening.
Both very good though.
Both very good. Both very good days.
Anything else you want to say about the festivals?
I think I think I've said my piece.
I think we got a lot out the way.
If you get the chance to bike to Georgetown because it's great.
Yeah, go for it.
Right behind the Lincoln Memorial. You just
and if you don't go to Georgetown, check out Dylan's vlog.
Check out
Georgetown.
Check out my vlog. If you want to subsidize me and get me a GoPro so I can start bringing you the spicy content.
Fart McGee's. They're getting it.
We gotta just keep paying those bills.
They're getting it. I did want to say one last thing before we close out the 21st edition of this Sounds Obtuse podcast. I've been thinking about this. We need to, you know how you hit like Control F, you find a word on a web page, and you can't do that in a book, right?
No.
It's a flaw of books, really.
It is.
So one thing I want to be able to do is just like go to Google and be like, what does that smell like? You know, Google the smells.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to use this podcast platform to put it out in the ether. I want to be able to Google smells, smell search. Someone, please.
It's just
whatever
gonna,
it takes.
it's just gonna say fart so many times. It's just gonna be like, what's that smell? Fart. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, just Google the fart. You can look up like it kind of like how you can look up MP3.
What if it attaches to your Facebook and like it like pings your fart to a person?
Maybe.
That'd be pretty fucking crazy. Be like, ding! Oh, that's Christian Cruz's fart actually.
Yeah, you have like your official fart account.
You'd be like, Chris, did you fart? You'd be like, no. But well, actually, Facebook.gas checker says you did in fact fart.
So like all of our fart files will have to have that little like verification check mark.
That's the one with Mulder and Scully, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fart files?
Yep.
Okay. Just making
Fart
sure.
files.
Making sure I know what I'm talking about. I
So
don't
yeah,
want to sound stupid.
I want to be able to Google smells like what does a cherry blossom smell like? Just Google that shit. What does a rotten pumpkin smell like? Google that shit.
Why would you do it yourself?
What does, Gordon Ramsay's creme brulee smell like? Google that shit. We need a smell database that we can research.
Smell-o-vision.
Yeah. I want to see it, though. I want to smell it. But we need to be able to spell. So that is, Dylan, we've ended plenty of podcasts with you giving like a plea. This is my plea.
I love it. I love when we end with a point.
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Support
Make
the
it
pod.
happen.
Support Smell-o-vision.
Agreed. With all that said, peace and love.
Peace and love. Even if she's just telling her whole church never to listen to this podcast because the devil made it.
Yeah. That sounds pretty cool, actually.
It's pretty metal, honestly.
I mean, they probably should listen to this podcast.
No one should listen to this podcast. What are you guys doing here?
Why are y'all here?